You know, we spend so much time looking at maps of the world, but today we're going to explore a very different kind of map. It's an ancient one, not for any land you can find on a globe, but for the most complex, most intimate territory of all, the human mind. I mean, do you ever feel that pull, a war just waging inside of you? It's that feeling of being pulled in a dozen different directions at once. One part of you wants peace, clarity. Another part is chasing after some ambition, full of fire. And then there's that other part, the one that just wants to pull the covers over your head and just check out for a while. Now, what if I told you that this internal conflict isn't as simple as we think? The little angel on one shoulder and a devil on the other? Ancient wisdom suggests the reality is far more nuanced and, frankly, a whole lot more interesting. What if all that inner turmoil isn't really chaos at all, but a kind of cosmic dance? The idea is that it's the interplay of three primary energies, three fundamental forces that are literally weaving the fabric of our reality and our own consciousness. So let's get right into the heart of this ancient framework. We're talking about a concept from Vedic philosophy, a concept known as the Gunas. The word guna, it literally translates to thread or quality, and that's a perfect way to think about them. They're like the essential building blocks of everything you experience, from the food you eat, to the thoughts you think, to the person you are becoming moment by moment. Okay, so this is it. This is the map of our inner world. On one side, you have sattva. This is the force of harmony, of purity, of light. Right in the middle, you've got rajas. That's the energy of passion, motion, and action. And on the other end, we have tamas, the quality of inertia, darkness, and delusion. And what's really important to remember is that these aren't fixed labels. They're just energies, and they are constantly shifting and interacting inside of us all the time. All right, let's explore each of these forces one by one, and we'll start with the most luminous quality, the one of pure balance and light, sattva. The ancient law book, the Manusmriti, makes this direct connection. It links this quality of goodness, which is sattva, to a divine state of being. It's the energy of pure clarity, of wisdom, and of selfless action. In the great epic, the Ramcharitmanas, the hero Rama is the perfect embodiment of sattva. He always acts from a place of duty, of dharma, with this incredible, unwavering balance and compassion, even when facing the worst hardships. He really shows us that divine potential that lies within each of us. Okay, now let's dive into the force that pretty much runs our world and our daily lives. This is Rajasa, the force of action and passion. Rajas is the engine of our ambition. It is the doing energy. It's what drives us to build cities and create art and strive for greatness. But its fuel is, at its core, desire and craving. And that, right there, is the human experience in a nutshell, isn't it? We are creatures of action. Rajas gives us our fire, but that same fire can lead to restlessness, competition, and this constant, really exhausting cycle of just wanting more. The Bhagavad Gita gives us this absolutely perfect image of the Rajasic dilemma. You have Arjuna, this great warrior, and he's completely paralyzed. He is caught between his duty to fight and his absolute despair over fighting his own family. His mind is just a whirlwind of passion, grief, confusion. I mean, that is the human struggle in its rawest form. And that brings us to the third force, the heavy one, the grounding one, and sometimes the one that completely clouds our vision, the energy of tamas. What I find so fascinating here is how the Gita defines tamasic knowledge. It's not just about not knowing things. It's about a narrow, selfish perspective. It's the delusion of clinging to one tiny part of reality as if it were the whole truth. This is that asura energy, the demonic quality. And the classic example, Ravana from the Ramayana. I mean, the guy is brilliant, powerful, incredibly accomplished, but his immense pride and his ego, those are his tamasa qualities. They completely blind him, and they lead him to his own destruction. Tamas is that inertia, that stubbornness, that ego that keeps us stuck. So, okay, we have this ancient map, these three forces personified as gods, humans and demons. But what on earth does that actually mean for us, right here, right now, in our modern lives? And this, right here, this is where this ancient wisdom completely transforms into an incredible psychological tool.
The texts are suggesting that these archetypes, the divine, the human, the demonic, they aren't just characters in a story. They represent the three primary energies that are constantly at play inside of you.
The real Kurukshetra, the real Lanka, it's not someplace out there. It's within your own consciousness. Every single moment presents a new battle, a new choice between clarity, between passion, and between inertia. And here's how it works. It's a really simple, powerful cycle. First, a thought arises, right? And it's colored by one of the gunas. Then you act on that thought, and that becomes your karma. And that very action, it reinforces the guna that sparked it in the first place. You are literally building your inner world choice by choice. And that is the path of Dharma. See, it's not about being perfect or being some kind of saint. It's about becoming a conscious observer of your own inner battlefield. It's about recognizing which force is driving you in any given moment, and then making a choice to align with your highest self, to actively cultivate sattva. Think about it. Every single choice you make all day long is like casting a vote for one of these states. That light, calming meal you choose over something heavy and processed, that's a vote for sattva. The uplifting music you listen to, the compassionate way you speak to a coworker, these are not small things. They are the very acts that shape the quality of your consciousness. So, you see, the ultimate takeaway from this ancient map is one of radical empowerment. You contain all three of these forces. They are not who you are. They are simply energies you can choose to cultivate. And so the only question left really is, which world will you choose to build? Which force will you feed today?